Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to talk to you today about Sequoia Lodge at Disneyland Paris, its upcoming renovation, and I have a sneak preview of the renovation itself. Let's get started. When I visited Disneyland Paris in June of this year, we stayed at the Sequoia Lodge, which was a first for us of staying there, and it is one of the 3-star hotels on site along with Hotel Cheyenne. I actually thought it was a step up from Cheyenne before I checked, but no, they're both 3-star hotels, and Sequoia is actually based on the lake. So the lake beside Disney Village, which is where you can find all the stores, has 3 hotels facing onto it. You've got, if I'm looking at it from Sequoia, looking at you now, Sequoia is here along one of the long ends. Opposite that is Disney Village with all of the shops and the entrance to the park. And then on the right hand side you've got the Art of Marvel Hotel, and at the top end you've got Newport Bay, and those are both 4-star hotels. Now, I do plan to talk to you more about hotels at some point in the future, possibly once I've actually stayed at the Disneyland Hotel as well and can do a full comparison of all of them, but we shall see how long that lasts or whether I get overexcited and record it for you sooner. Anyway, Sequoia Lodge is rather a lovely hotel. It is set back into a forest kind of area, and they've worked really hard to create this feeling of being out in the mountains, in the wilderness. It's very much like a rustic alpine lodge feel. It's got 2 restaurants at the moment. It has the Hunter's Grill, which was the restaurant we ate at, and it has the Beaver Creek restaurant as well. Regardless of which restaurant you go to, you're going to get an open option meal, a buffet style. The Hunter's Grill restaurant is certainly a buffet, and it was really nice actually. We had some really good food there. I like how Disney kind of theme their food around where you're staying. So at Cheyenne, for example, it's like a cowboy barbecue style, and at Sequoia it is very much kind of rustic, hearty food. I must admit I got a bit caught out when I found veal, because I was looking at the food. It looked delicious. It was like this, you know, this cooked roast something, and he said, oh, it's veal, and I kind of went, ooh, and then I was like, I can't really, and he was like, try it, and I'm like, okay, so I tried it. I must admit it was nice. It was nice, but I can't bring myself to eat it again, knowing what it is. So that was really nice, but there was an amazing gratin dish which was really delicious. There were fish dishes, there were some amazing starters, there was a pancake function where you could get pancakes made to order, and when I say pancakes I don't mean the American style, I actually mean the crepe style. We're in France after all, but having said that, they do both types. If you stay at this hotel, there are strong Bambi and Thumper themes, and there are also strong themes of Brother Bear as influences as well. And the hotel is really lovely because it's got a largely wooden feel to it, an aesthetic, complemented with stone areas. So there's a really lovely lounge where you can go and eat later, more unsociable hours, and you can order food to take away. And there's also a lovely fireplace in there, which I hope they leave intact and as is for when they renovate, because it's so beautiful and it's just a very nice chilled area to go and sit in. It's not open all of the time. One of the really random things I loved about this hotel was the lifts. So again, I'm really hoping they don't do anything to those, because when you walk into them, they have this beautiful kind of copper patina with leaf impressions in it, and it's absolutely stunning. I loved that so much. It was so pretty. So that was something really random that you don't expect to be beautiful. I will say, on the other side of things, the stairwells desperately need repainting. Those things are an orange that either belong in the 70s or at Santa Fe. They do not belong in the rustic forest. Sequoia also has a pool. Depending on where you're staying in the hotel, it might be a bit of a walk. It's a lovely walk because it's through the kind of foresty area. So I didn't go to the pool other than to pick up some of the stickers that you can actually get from the parks. So I did go along to the pool because at various different points around the hotel you can actually collect themed stickers, which is awesome. And it turns out I think you can do this at all of the hotels, which I didn't know before, so it was nice to learn something new. I always enjoy learning something new whenever I go to Disney. These ones were located, you could get some at the concierge, some in the shop, some at the restaurant, the pool, and there may have been one other location, or that might have been it. But we got Flower, Thumper, Bambi. Oh, and I should say in French, Thumper is pan pan. I love that. It's so cute. And it means like bang bang, thump thump with his foot. We've done Flower already, so who else did we get? Oh, and this one. So this was the one from the pool. This is the 3 little thumpers. How cute are they? So you can actually collect those from around the hotel, which is really fun. And having found that out, I also went to the concierge at Art of Marvel and asked if they had stickers for the hotel, and they said yes. I had the funniest / most embarrassing moment there. It was hilarious, so I'm going to share it with you. So I try and speak as much French as I can when I go to Paris, because firstly I've always loved languages, and secondly it's been a long time and I like to see what I can remember. So I went over and I sort of said, bonjour, avez-vous des stickers l'hôtel, s'il vous plaît? And he said, oui, combien? And I said, trois, s'il vous plaît, because there's 3 of us, my mum, my sister and I, who would like them. So he passed them over and I went, oh, Captain Marvel. And then I went, ah, Captain Marvel, je t'adore. Which is, I love you. And I meant, I love Captain Marvel. And then, so he started laughing, but I didn't realise what he'd said because I was so caught up in trying to speak French and being in the moment until he started laughing. And he was a very, very nice man. So, a very, very nice man. And he started laughing and I was walking away and I suddenly went, I went back and I went, je l'aime? And he was like, oui. And he was still laughing when I left, so was I. I couldn't stop laughing. It was very, very funny. It was really quite embarrassing, but it was funny. He was so nice. But yeah, so there was that, and then I did manage to get 1 sticker from the Disneyland Hotel when we went there for the Royal Banquet, which I'll talk more about in a different video. So this is a little bit secret because you're actually not meant to get these unless you're staying at the hotel, but I did manage to get this. I was only allowed 1 of these. So there you go. But I'm going back in December, so I fully intend to get a full set. I think, again, there are about 5 of them. I need to find out where around the hotel they are, but I'm going to expect that probably the pool and the shop again. This one came from the concierge. And then at Sequoia as well, so like at the Art of Marvel, they do a discovery quest, a treasure hunt. And we actually ran out of time to do this, which was a shame because I was looking forward to doing it. Because it takes you all over the hotel. So you get a map and it tells you where to start. You scan the QR code and you follow the instructions. And there's a half-hour or an hour option to do. It says you can do them between 8 and 10 p.m. I'm guessing that is because of locations that are open or not throughout the rest of the day. But it was really good fun when we did it at the Art of Marvel, and it definitely took us to places we wouldn't otherwise have gone. So next time, hopefully, I will get a chance to do that as well. Although, you never know, there might be one at the Disneyland Hotel. We'll find out. And then this is, they give you a little hotel herbarium and traveller's guide, a handy pocket guide to your stay amid the sequoias. So that's really lovely. So really, really nice. And they were, they were doing some gardening while we were there. I've got to admit, the bits they were gardening, I kind of really wanted to say, please don't cut that big bit off. That's the pretty bit. Because they had euphorbias, which are these quite bushy plants. They grow quite well in Devon, where I am. And they've got big, like, sprouting spikes off of them with lots of little leaves sprouting out of them. They were cutting all those down and I was really like, no, don't cut those bits, those are the pretty bits. Anyway, I didn't comment, except in my head. But yeah, it was really nice. So inside it says, "Welcome to the great outdoors. Greetings, traveller. Thank you for choosing to stop off here with us among the sequoias. My team of rangers and I are at your service throughout your stay, and will do everything we can to make sure you enjoy a pleasant break in our cosy forest retreat, where the greatness of American national parks meets a sprinkling of Bambi and Friends magic. We hope you settle in well and wish you a truly magical time exploring Disneyland Paris." And it's signed by the general manager. So there you go. So it is really, I didn't actually open this while we were there. You're seeing this before I am. But it was really nice, and as I say, you've got Bambi themed all around the hotel. You've also got Chip and Dale are around. The character meet that is in the hotel happened to be Donald both times we've seen it. Once that was at Christmas when we were staying at Art of Marvel and went in when it was cold, and to collect some of the Christmas badges that they had. And once was when we were there this time. So I'm sure it's not always Donald, but it just happened to be the twice we saw a character there. Let's go back to the restaurants, because we ate in Hunter's Grill. We didn't go into Beaver Creek. When you're in Sequoia, as you're coming down the stairs from the hotel rooms, most of them anyway, there's a restaurant on your left and on your right, and when you go for breakfast, depending on your room number, they send you into one of each of those. So we went to the one on the left, which was the Hunter's Grill, and I really loved the aesthetic in here. So again, I hope there are elements that they keep, because it's really lovely. We had on all of the, well, most of the tables have like an adjoining wooden board between them, so you've got kind of the board and then a table either side, but you're kind of cordoned off from one another, and set into that are these little lamps, and they're beautiful. They are silhouettes of like forest trees and bears, and they're just really pretty. They just let off this beautiful orange glow, and it's really quite stunning. So they have that, which is gorgeous. The main food stations are right in the middle of the restaurant, so there are toilets in there as well, and they also have these giant mushrooms, which are quite cool, and they're just along one of the parts where if you go for breakfast, there's cereals and stuff there and yogurts, so I didn't spend much time there. I was more interested in the pancake station, and if you go in the evening, it's where the sauces are for the pancakes, so I paid much more attention at that point, and in fact I was so distracted by the various syrups that were available that I didn't notice the giant mushrooms, even though they were probably almost as tall as me, so that was quite funny. But yeah, around the hotel itself, it's quite the carpets are quite orangey at the moment, and there are some seating areas where on the floor we stayed, you kind of got off the lift, then there was a seating area, and then you could go either side on the corridor down to the various rooms, and the room itself, it's I would probably describe it as rustic quaint. It totally, that is the aesthetic at the moment. It's and it is dated, but it's cute. It's really kind of cozy and enveloping, and lots of kind of calming greens, like in the curtains, for example. There's Bambi art on the walls, and there was some Bambi and Thumper and Flower little characters on like the border around the top of the room as well. The new aesthetic, now it was purely by chance that we came across this, and it was all to do with the fact that we had to change room. And if we hadn't had to change room, I would have had no idea about this whatsoever. But as it happened, we did have to move room, and it was noted to us that we could see a sneak peek of the renovation. So, I have it here for you. This is what it is going to look like. Now, I don't have anything in the rooms themselves, because there were no rooms open to have a look in, and I'm not going to knock on some random person's room and be like, "Hello, can I see your room, please?" No. So I was able to have a look in the corridor, and you can see it's drastically different, and I would say much needed update. Although I love the quaintness of it, but I do think it's probably worth an update. And I think looking at how they're designing it, there's a lot more sleek lines, a lot more metal aspects. It felt much more Art of Marvel. There's a lot of sleek lines in Art of Marvel. We stayed in a Black Widow room when we were there at Christmas. I'll link the short, you can have a bit of a look. Very clean lines, very modern. And this is kind of beigey tones. The flooring is much more of a wooden kind of effect. So I hope that they don't get rid of the Bambi and the Thumper theme entirely. I think it's going to look stunning when they've redone it, because I will say things like the bedrooms are a good size. There's the room we were in had 2 twin beds, and there was also a seating area with a couple of chairs, which was handy. And then they've got the chest of drawers where you can put stuff as well, obviously. And also you've got a TV. Now the TV is quite a lot smaller than it was at somewhere like Newport Bay. On the one occasion I did watch some what did I watch? Some Ladybug and Cat Noir. I secretly love that. I've discovered it since I had COVID at Newport Bay, and it was the only thing I could do was like raise myself out of bed to just about watch a bit of cartoon before I went back to sleep. I love that series. But it's quite small. They are quite small TVs. So I suspect that might be one of the things they change. I mean, I don't really mind about TV. As I say, I don't go to Disney to watch them. And when you turn it on, you get this cute little animation saying, welcome whichever family. And then there's little drawings of Bambi, which is really sweet as well. So loads of nice stuff about it. The ensuite actually is quite practical for a family. If you were sharing a room, then you've got the first little bit that you go into has one sink, and then there was storage underneath as well. And on the other side of it, it's got a safe and a little bench and where you can hang clothes up. And then you've got the toilet and the bath/shower in the ensuite together. So I imagine what they're going to do is just gut it and then redecorate it. Or one of the things that was really fun about the shower. So because it is a forest themed hotel, they talk about sustainability. And I was in the shower and I was like, it's got disco lights. And it does. But basically it's colour coding. So it starts off green when you've got less than 10 litres, and then it goes blue, I think it was next, where it's like 10 to 20 or something, like 10 to 15, and then it goes red when you've used over a certain amount of litres of water. So that was really fun, but it's also a sustainability effort, so I suspect things like that will stay, but I reckon all the wall, you know, the art and the wallpaper and the curtains are probably all going to change, probably the carpets as well. But I wouldn't expect them to put in that wooden effect flooring that's in the hallway, because that's going to be noisy for every single person who has someone above them. So we'll see. It's quite interesting. The exact dates of the renovation, I tried to find online for you. I will add them, because when I was looking, my computer did not want to search and it froze, and I thought, just help me out. So I will add the dates of the proposed renovation, but I think it's going to be quite a lengthy one. I think we're probably looking at about a year, from what the cast members said, or the guest services members said. So there you go. So that's a bit of a look around Sequoia Lodge. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, take care and bye for now.